Yo, welcome back to Warehouse Reacts, where today we are listening to Voyage 34, Phase 1 by Porcupine Tree from their album Stars Die. This is the remastered version which came out in 2002. I'm not sure when the actual album came out. It says 1991 to 1997 on the album art. I don't know what that means, between those times, whatever. But I got a request to listen to this, and I'm happy to, because Porcupine Tree are kind of quickly becoming one of my favorite bands. And so this is 13 minutes, 12 minutes 55, it's 13 minutes long nearly. So I don't know what this is going to entail. I don't know if this is going to be, kind of long ambience parts, or if it's going to be like a kind of, I don't know. I have no idea what to expect. I have zero clue what to expect. So we'll get into it. Oops. Clicked back somehow. We will get into it. Here we go. This is Voyage 34, Phase 1 by Porcupine Tree.
This remarkable, sometimes incoherent transcript illustrates a phantasmagoria of fear, terror, grief, exultation.
This is going to be a strange one, isn't it? This is going to be a very strange
breakdown. Its highlights have been compressed on this recording to make their own disquieting points.
I fear that this is going to be a sit back and close my eyes kind of track, which I know isn't very good for reacting to and posting. I'll try my best. Sounding like, this is very specific, but it's sounding like if a Zelda temple was put into a Metroid Prime game. Some people will get that. I should know, I do not know the context behind any of this. This seems like a part of a concept album, perhaps, or something like that. Or maybe the song is very kind of conceptual in and of itself.
1 hour after the participants have eaten sugar cubes saturated with LSD.
And there's a kick drum.
Brian and his fellow travelers observing their gradual transformation.
We've got a delay guitar. And sounds like electric, like programmed hi-hats. Sounds like a Michael Jackson album. Got the kind of intro ambience coming back over this groove. I wonder if the whole song is just going to be that kind of spoken word, that guy. Seeming like it so far. Sounds like deranged laughter. They are on LSD from what I can tell, so it makes sense.
Been amusing his friends by chewing on some plastic flashbulbs.
This is so strange. This is so strange. I have no idea what to think. This is the last thing I would have expected out of Porcupine Tree, from what I've heard so far. I like it though. I should say I do like it. It's just very strange. Let me just give it a quick pause. I just need to say, this is kind of giving me. I've only ever listened to, if you've heard of "Welcome to the Machine" by Pink Floyd. Now I've only ever heard that song one single time, and there's like a huge. Me and my housemate basically we listened to that song together and watched the video together, and it's such a strange kind of. Maybe disturbing is the wrong word, but it's kind of on the edge of disturbing. But again, this was 2019, 2020, so this was like 5-6 years ago at this point. It's such a strange video, and I presume, you know, like I say, I can't really remember too much of it. All I can remember is that it felt like, you know, it looked like a kind of acid trip, which obviously is similar to the themes of this. And I think that's the kind of vibe this is giving me at the moment, where it's just very strange and kind of like, I don't know, just odd and like unsettling. Again, just quite an unsettling kind of sound. Even though it's kind of staying in this kind of, you know, similar groove, the kind of parts that are coming in every now and again, the people's voices and the strange kind of ambient sounds are giving this kind of unsettling, you know, not everything. It's not okay. It sounds like it might be okay, but it's actually, you know, something is quite wrong. And I guess that's kind of what your brain is probably like on LSD, I would presume. I've never done it myself. I don't intend to, but I presume that's kind of what it feels like, where it's like it's a sense of dread. There seems to be a sense of dread in this song, from what I can hear anyway. But yeah, we'll continue. 6 minutes in, not a single vocal, you know, kind of traditional vocal yet. And, you know, I can see the lyrics here and I've kind of skimmed them, and judging off them, it doesn't seem like we are going to get any vocals, but I'm not complaining.
Ryan's mood is gradually changing. He orders all of his friends into another room, closes the door. He sits alone on the wooden floor, visible only by the dim light shining from the bathroom. He talks to himself.
Okay, the groove's gone away. And now we have a guitar. Reversed guitar. That's a crazy sound. Sounds like a 12-string maybe. Had I listened to this song about 3 years ago, this would have sent me into a inconsolable panic attack. Now I'm just enjoying.
The time is now 1 a.m. Ryan is unable to snap his fingers and terminate the trip, which continues.
Okay, we're back to this kind of 4 on the floor thing, but the guitar's not as it was before. Voice is back. Guitar's a bit more, we're going a bit more majory here. It's a lot more pleasant here. It's a lot more...
As his joy turns to fear.
Now it sounds like Porcupine Tree. Solo. Where are we going? Double stops. It's definitely got Pink Floyd written all over it. Nice bass walk down.
Ryan's rocky journey ended 12 hours after it so innocently had begun. He was shattered by it.
Kind of back to the intro in terms of the sounds.
This young man never had a bummer in some 33 LSD trips. Every one of them was a delight. Everything under control. He needed only to snap his fingers and down he came any time. But on Voyage 34, he finally met himself coming down an up staircase, and the encounter was crushing.
Wow. Whoa, that gave me like full body chills. Okay, we'll pause that right at the end. Otherwise, it's just going to autoplay the next song. Let me actually see if... Can I click on the album? Okay, it's just 4 tracks. Okay, well, I mean, I feel like I'm definitely going to listen to 2, 3, and 4 at a certain point. Definitely, well, you know, I'll kind of react to them or whatever. This was that was so... It was a trip, I think, is the only kind of word you can use to describe it, fittingly, perhaps. That kind of ending little monologue there, or that ending kind of passage. This young man never had it was a different voice, weirdly. I feel like I could be completely wrong, but I feel like all of the voices up to the final one were recorded for the song, and I think this one sounds like it was like a real piece of like audio. It sounds like it's you know, real in the world. It wasn't made for this song. Maybe just because it sounded slightly different to the rest of it, and it was a different voice. I could be completely wrong. This young man never had a bummer in some 33 LSD trips. Every one of them was a delight, everything under control. He needed only to snap his fingers, and down he came any time. But on Voyage 34, he finally met himself coming down an up staircase, and the encounter was crushing. It gave me full body chills, and I sort of felt myself wanting to, like, maybe it's a bit dramatic, but I felt myself kind of wanting to shed a tear at that. I think, you know, I've had friends who have kind of had experiences similar to this, and, you know, have sort of gone through times where, you know, they'll be enjoying themselves, and you know, they'll just be happy to do it, and then just one random time, you know, out of, you know, like I say, out of 33 of them, on the 34th, some random time, it just, you know, something snaps and you can't, it's you know, you can't get out of it. You know, I knew a guy who kind of, you know, went through an experience like this and never came back, you know, for sort of lack of a better word. And so it's very kind of, yeah, it's a crushing kind of ending to the song, I guess. Like I said, there's a kind of, I felt a sense of dread all through the song, and I think that's kind of, you know, it's kind of been cemented by the kind of ending passage there, is that kind of dread was, you know, it wasn't out of place. You know, this one he couldn't come down from. He was going down an up staircase. You know, he couldn't kind of get out of it. He couldn't come back. And so, like I said, I've known people, and I've known friends who kind of have gone through similar experiences, and it kind of just hit me a little bit, I think. But yeah, like I said, I mean, I very much enjoyed that. That was very, that was so different to what I expected, you know, kind of Porcupine Tree to sound like. It's kind of indescribable. It's kind of an indescribable feeling. But like I said, I feel like it had kind of Pink Floyd written all over it in some ways. I don't know if this is kind of based on a real person, or if this was just a kind of something that was written by the band to kind of, or Stephen Wilson, you know, more so to kind of, you know, tell a story. But, you know, I guess I'll find out more as I listen through more, and as I, you know, kind of look into the lore behind it. But let me know. Let me know if you want me to listen to more, because I'm kind of happy, you know, more than happy to listen to more after that song. That was very, very kind of eye-opening, and like I say, quite profound. You know, I'll be thinking about that for a week probably, if not more. So yeah, let me know. That was Voyage 34 Phase 1 by Porcupine Tree. Thanks for watching.